Let's talk about motivation when it comes to content creation. So many of us, most especially most content creators, are affected by the lack of motivation to continue creating what they are passionate at creating. Sometimes you can be overly passionate about something, but still struggle with your motivation to create what you're doing. This could be as a result of possibly inward factors, it could be self esteem issues, it could be the fact that you don't feel like you're good enough to create the product or create this thing that you're passionate about. You feel like when you look at other people's creativity, they are much better than you. Sometimes it's also a matter of preparation. Maybe you're not prepared yet. It could also be time and season. Maybe you thought it was the right time for you to start something, but then maybe it wasn't. But you know this saying that there's never a right time to start something. All you have to do is start. I still think that we need to question that statement. Because if you think of content creators who are starting, let's say, their journey creating content at the time when they have a child, it could be maybe you're not the nursing mother who has to wake up all the time to deal with feeding the child, and that whole pressure is too much, right? Think about, let's say, the other person, the father. You feel that you need to be there for your wife to ensure that your child is growing steadily, supporting her. It's not easy. You have to wake up in the night. All those factors play a huge role, let's say, into saying like this is the right time to start your channel. I don't know if it was on AI, for example. I like talking about AI because I like AI. So let's say that you are passionate about traveling, right? And if you're passionate about traveling, when you have a child, it seemingly becomes a bit difficult to travel. You have to organize your schedules, your plans around the child, right? So there are times when you're going to be away, there are times when you're going to be around. There's so many factors that play in this situation. I'm just giving this just as objective thoughts, right? So don't pin me to one specific thing I said. It's just me sharing it out, right? So when we talk about being ready to start, there is no perfect time to start, right? So they say you can start anytime, but the time and season determines your motivation. So I often think that there's supposed to be a place where you have to be mentally, physically, and emotionally for you to start. You don't have to meet all three. Sometimes maybe you're prepared mentally and physically, but emotionally you're not ready. You can start your channel. It will affect your consistency, yes, but at least it will keep pushing you to that direction of creating your content. It could be, if you're an artist, it will push you towards creating some paintings. But I know that for paintings, let's say, it's more of an emotional connection. Maybe it is not, you're not ready mentally, but physically and emotionally you're ready. Start. You don't have to fit the three buckets for you to start doing what you love to do, right? Another huge factor in this could be the fact that your goals are not clear, right? So you might say that you're good at making a mobile phone. You're an engineer. You're passionate for engineering, and you can build literally anything if you put your mind to it. But you see, the thing is that if your goals are not so clear as to why you're doing what you do, you'll probably just be creating something for the sake of just creating it and eventually stop because you don't have a clear goal as to why you're doing what you do. There are people who know exactly what they're doing, and they find it so easy basically to like pin out like, this is what I want to do and this is what it serves at the end of the day, and I'm going to keep showing up for that thing. It could be like, if there are people who have problems and you know that your solution or your product or your content or your art fixes those problems, you say that my goal is to show up for those people every single day, every single month, every single year, then it's likely that your motivation is going to be high because your goal is clear as to why you do what you do. So yeah, this is something I've noticed. Honestly, I've struggled a lot with my motivation because of inward factors. I've had issues with my confidence. I've suffered with low self-esteem before. I have struggled with uncertainty, not having clear objectives as to why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I've also struggled with outward factors. For example, it wasn't the right time to start certain things, or maybe as I feel that I am ready to start content, I am doing it because I'm seeing what other creators are doing. And I feel like there's this overwhelming need to kind of like do exactly what they're doing. So imposter syndrome, and try to match what they're doing to create that content. And I've struggled so much to the point where I have now recently decided that I want to be my own self. So if you ask me why I've decided to shoot this video today, let's say this video is more of letting things out, getting things off my chest, and just trying to be honest with people and say that, show them that we've all been in this cycle before. We create content and we struggle with so many challenges, even as content creators, motivation, lack of consistency. Sometimes it's because of external factors and life situations that push us on the edge of stopping to create content, and having challenges with having clearly defined goals that make us wake up every day to show up for what we truly passionately love to do, right? So this is why I made this video. And even if I've spoken too much and I've touched a lot of topics, I really hope that this video here is a good place to start questioning what you're doing. Check yourself. If you're in a situation like me, just spend some time and ask yourself that, why is it that you lack consistency? Why is it that you lack motivation? Is it because you feel the need to be like other content creators? Is it because you feel like you're not good enough? Is it because you've had life situations hit you so hard and that has affected your motivation? Is it because the platform is changing and you feel like you don't get views for your content? Once you know what those problems are, just clearly write them down and write what it would feel like if those things were solved. What kind of solutions do you think, if provided or if clearly written down, that you think would help you solve this problem? Then write it down and own that thought every single time you're creating your content. I'm not promising you that it's going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. I know how hard it is to create content. I have made this video probably 5 times already, just trying to express myself. And there's no better way of speaking about this topic. I decided just to go off the head, share my thoughts on what I think this is, and I hope that this creates some form of value for somebody out there. If you feel like this has addressed your solution, I'd really appreciate it if you followed me and liked this video, left a comment for me to know how much this video has helped you. And I'm happy to, I'm looking forward to growing a community here, connecting with people who are content creators struggling just like me. And hopefully we can build out this community where we push each other to achieve our goals, based off of the solutions we all are learning from this journey. My name is Joe. This is my tiny little space, and I'm wishing you all the best for the rest of the week. And see you in my next video.